All right, hello, Melissa May Dillon here, live on my personal page, and then I generally upload it to my YouTube channel. Today I'm super excited and I have a guest that is coming on, and so let me make sure that I can tag her and bring her on over. So I have been posting about and talking about how I have a secret weapon behind building my 8-figure business. And I want to share those juicy details with you. And I believe, let me see if I can, okay. Ask Sarah, okay. All right, I'm going to bring on my sister. If you follow me enough, if you talk to me enough, you actually know what my secret weapon is. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on and talk a little bit about this. Looks like she's joining now. And so many people, we don't know what we don't know. And like, if you don't know, like how that you are designed a specific way and you don't operate from that way, then it can be really difficult to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. Most of us do what we think we need to do what other people are doing, and we think that we'll see success from that. But once we know that we actually are designed a specific way, and we operate from that space, it actually makes things a lot easier, makes things a lot clearer, makes things a lot simpler in your life, especially to be able to build a business. So hello, my sister's here. I see her. Yay. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
So as I was telling them that, you know, I have a secret weapon to building my 8-figure business. And I said, if you know me enough, you know that it's actually my sister, Sarah.
I'm just laughing.
So, yeah, so let me just say this one quick thing and then I'm going to pass it on over to Sarah. So I'm going to share my best explanation of how I understand this, and then Sarah can explain it probably the proper way. But like, we as humans are designed to operate in a specific manner based on many different things. We have different energy centers in our body. Like, there's a way in which you communicate a specific way, and if you speak this way, it actually lands better than if you were to speak a different way. And different people will light you up to have more energy. Other people will drain you of energy. And so my sister has taught me these things specifically about how I was designed, and I don't fully understand it and I don't fully get it, but she does, and she tells me things. She's like, Melissa, start talking like this. Melissa, start saying this. Melissa, do it like this. I simply take what she does, what she says, I do it, and then business is better. So I'm going to turn it over to her to explain about this human design stuff, and I think she's going to call me out a little bit, and it might be an uncomfortable conversation.
I love you.
So we'll see how this goes.
Okay, so thank you. I actually owe me finding human design to Melissa. Like most things that have changed my life, they've actually come to me from Melissa, which makes a lot of sense now that I understand human design. Because Melissa's design, what she's designed to do is to come on earth and to initiate something, to start something, to get the ball rolling, right? And so there's been so many times when Melissa has come to me and said, hey, read this book. She's the one that exposed me to The Secret, right? She's like, watch this movie. She's like, listen to this podcast or learn about this. So she actually brought human design to me and said, this is really cool. Can you learn about this and then turn around and tell me what it all means? And I was like, okay, great. So human design is essentially this concept that you came down here to do something. There was a reason why you wanted to be down here. There was a mission or a purpose that you had. And in order to do that, you were given a body that was very specifically designed to support you in doing whatever it is that thing was. And so when we talk about body here, we're talking about an energetic body. So if you're standing in front of somebody, I'm sure that you felt their vibe, you felt their energy before. Some people have a really inviting energy. Some people have an energy that kind of pushes and repels people away. Some people are naturally charismatic and other people really struggle to use their voice while other people can't shut up. There's actually energy that supports those things. It's me too. But me and Melissa both have that because me and Melissa are both designed to speak. Like it was a gift that was given to us. And when you start to look at how you were designed, one of the things that I find most fascinating is the way that our society is built is that almost every single one of us, when we embrace our design, society doesn't like that. And so we've been conditioned to be something other than who we were designed to be. And that's what keeps us in these loops of like not fully expressing our energy and not fully manifesting the life that we want. So when we look at Melissa's chart specifically, there's some really cool things going on with this chart. The first thing that I want to talk about is Melissa's ability to support business. So there is energy inside of our human design chart that tells us what gifts we have and also what shadows come with that gift. So anytime that we have a gift that we're meant to use on this planet, there's a way that if we move into high vibration, that gift actually gets expressed the way that it's meant to. But if we're living in a low vibrational state, that gift now turns into our shadow. So our biggest gifts end up being our biggest shadows, right? So as we look at this, Melissa has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 business gifts inside of her design. Usually when we see somebody that has this entire circuitry of energy, this is somebody who's very much into entrepreneurship. This is somebody who most likely entrepreneurship is what they do. So I want to, for a minute, I want to explain this because after I had told somebody this about Melissa, they had said, well, I don't have that line, so I'm not meant to be an entrepreneur. Okay, so there's a difference between being an entrepreneur once and opening your business and then building that business and being a serial entrepreneur. Okay, Melissa is a serial entrepreneur. She was designed to create something, move, create something, move, create something, move. She has that energy inside of her that's like, I build a business, I sell it. I build a business, I sell it, right? Or moving with other people. I help other people build a business and then I move on, and then I help other people build a business and move on. She has to have this constant like influx of new for her to like activate that energy and want to be in the business. So Melissa, I'm kind of curious, you built the insurance exam queen, and about how long were you doing the insurance exam queen before you started to feel your energy like, okay, I initiated and now I'm ready to step back?
Pretty well, I mean, it was very fun and exciting, but I would say about 1.5 years, especially when I had the baby. And that's about the time that Randy came in to pretty much run everything about I just got to show up as a content creator. I didn't have to do any business stuff.
Okay, so the first thing that I want to point out here is that Melissa made the right move as soon as her energy said, I started it and now I'm ready to back up. She hired someone to take over that. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people get stuck in continuing to do the work and then they burn themselves out because, especially with her energy has to be activated by new. She craves the new, so it has to come up for her. So when she gets stagnant and stays in something too long, then that's when things will start to fizzle out. And I'm gonna put you on blast here, but like we've seen this in Melissa in other ways, right? Like new relationship, right? Like new job, new car, it's like the new excites Melissa. So remember how I said everything that has a gift is also a shadow. Well, for her to embrace the new, what that really is doing for her is that it's allowing her to embrace change. She's a manifestor. She's all about initiating change in the world. We need to do something different than the way that we're doing it right now. This isn't working. Let's find a new way of doing that. In order for her to be able to do that, she has to be comfortable with change. And change happens when chaos happens, so she has to be comfortable with chaos, right? But on a lower spectrum, this looks like changing things just to change them. I don't like this, I'm changing it. I don't like this, I'm changing it. She has to make sure that her energy is in high vibration and that the change is something that's supported, not something that she's doing to run away from something, to not face something, to not look at something, right? So it was in her best interest to hire someone to take that on and say, hey, you're going to take this because the initial fire for me to get this started has now died down, and now it's a new fire that I want to look at. And so her new fire, it was Magic Money. She came out with Magic Money. She came out with what's the Mega Millions. She came out with Mega Millions, right? Because that's the way that she's created. It's something new. Now I've built this, and now I'm ready to do this new thing, right? So Melissa would do really, 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 really well in starting a business moving on, starting a business, moving on, starting a business, moving on. I could see this happening either independently, where she actually builds the business like she did with the insurance exam queen, sells it, and then builds another business. Or I could see this showing up in a capacity of like consulting, getting, going into a business and helping them. Specifically, when we look at your business circuitry, remember how I said you had 5 of the 6? So they move linearly. The first energy gets things going. It's like, I create the product, right? Like it's the initial thing. It's the making something out of nothing. And then the energy that follows is the energy of actually turning that into a business, seeing how you can make money doing that, building a business out of that, hiring people, leading people through that. You have all of that secondary energy, and you don't have that initial. So this actually, to me, tells me that you would do really good if you met somebody that already had a business thing, and then you come in and you help them blow that business up, and then you move out. And then you move into somebody else's business. Ooh, this is that thing. You have it already. Let me show you how to blow this up. And then you move out. That's what I'm feeling here. So I want to talk about a few really cool things inside of your chart. So the first thing that I want to talk about is your biggest blockage from success. And the energy that is the biggest blockage for you is actually chaos. And so I want to actually read what this looks like, because I feel like this is insane. So it says here that this energy is about letting go in the process of change. It says we are constantly a subject to change, right? But when we're in the shadow of this is how it shows up. And tell me if you relate to this, Melissa. It says chaos is essential for change. We begin life in innocence, and then we gain experience, and we naturally cling to the structures around us when change comes, because structure gives us an illusion of safety. We cling to relationships, to possessions, to routines, to job, to home. All of it just sort of leads to like this clinging. Okay, so I want you to think about, before your business blew up, what major changes did you do around clinging? Like, go ahead.
One was actually, even just to get started in the business, I completely changed my house. So we were living in like this tiny condo, which was cute and all, but I had just had stuff everywhere, like, boxes of things, like nothing was clean and organized. And it's like I needed to let go of clinging to the hoard, let go of like clinging to my mess everywhere. And so I completely reorganized my house and got everything clean and ready, which gave me such better energy to be able to start my business. You might be alluding to my relationship that I was.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if you guys have been following, she's like, I'm just going to deflect and talk about prior to her actually taking the jump. If you were following Melissa sold everything, moved, lived in her car, bounced around, said goodbye to every structure that was holding her down, right?
Yeah.
Like she literally was like nomad. She was like, I think I'm gonna like get a bus and just like drive around, right? She's like, she let go of all of the things that she was clinging on to. And so when we look at this, if this is her biggest blockage is you're clinging, you're holding on, you're clinging, you're holding on, right? If that's her biggest blockage, the moment she says, fine, I let it go. Well, I'm actually releasing a program called The Void soon, and that's exactly what this is. She created a void by letting things go. When you let things go, you create a space. You open up a space for new things to come, right? But you have to be open to the chaos that comes with that. Have you ever lost something? The chaos of losing something? You ever go through a divorce? Or, you find out some crazy thing like your husband's cheating, or you just got let go of a job, and all of a sudden you're just thrown into complete chaos. The systems that you were holding on to that made you feel safe are no longer there anymore. And so for most people, what they do is when chaos shows up, when a void shows up, the shadow here is you cling again. Oh my God, I just lost something, let me cling. Let me go back into that app and talk to those guys that weren't good enough before, but now that I don't have this person, now this person's good enough. Or let me go back to this job that I hated, but at least I know that I get a paycheck here instead of me sitting in the void of not having any money, right? Like, it's like you're constantly clinging to things. So the moment that she took on in her life this purge of just, I'm letting it go, right? And the moment she did that, now she's moving from the shadow of chaos to the gift of change, and she can allow that change to take place, right? So I commonly find that when Melissa starts panicking or when success stops, it's because she's in a state of chaos. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Or clinging on. I remember when we first had this conversation around the potential of her, like, looking at what does it look like if you wrap your head around this idea of you start a business, you sell, you start a business, you sell. And you could feel the parts of her that were like clinging onto, but it's my baby. Like, you know, we want it's stability, right? Like, if I build a business that's bringing me 6 figures every month, why would I sell that, right? It's like we cling. Melissa's superpower is when you let go, more can come. Melissa's biggest wound is actually in gate 45. And gate 45, listen to this, guys, it's queen energy. This is what she is here to heal, is queen energy. And specifically, gate 45's energy is all about the magic of money. I kid you not, we did not look at this until after she already built both of her businesses, Insurance Exam Queen and literally Magic Money. But the reason why Melissa has this energy, this queen energy, is because the queen provides. The queen has access to resources and then turns around and shares those resources with the people in her community so that everybody wins. Melissa, if you could be vulnerable for a second, I think last month you made 6 figures, 100 and something thousand.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that did you put back to people through salaries or whatever? How much of that went back to the community?
Like, a lot of it.
Can you
Almost
tell
all
us?
of it.
Almost all of it. Almost all of it. When I was at Melissa's house, it was 1 month she was looking at her numbers. I think she was just under 100 grand, and it was like 48,000 was going out in salary. And since then, I know that she's hired more people. And so there was a reason why she spends her money like this, because Melissa is here to provide for her community. Now, there's a shadow to every gift. If she does not have boundaries in place, if she is giving because the internal says give, share, right, and she does not have some type of structure in place. When we think about the quote, teach a man to fish or give him a fish, right? Like, it's easy because Melissa's energy can hold massive amounts of money. Not everybody's energy can do that. Hers can hold massive amounts of money because she's the queen and she's supposed to be providing these resources to people. But she has the opportunity to heal this wound here by looking at how do I use my resources to empower my people instead of how do I use my resources to control people. One of the things inside of Melissa's chart that shows up as a shadow is her need to want to control things. If I'm in control, it will be the best. If I keep this company, it will be the best. If I sell it, I don't know what these people are going to do with it. Right. And so that desire for her to control. Now she's given the desire to control because she's in a position of authority, not only as a manifestor, but also with that queen energy. She's in a position of authority. She has to have some level of control. She has to have resources. She has to have money to be able to do the things that she was called to do. She has to be careful about whether she's expressing this energy in high vibration or low vibration. And this is where her understanding her shadows and her wounds and what the low vibration, high vibration of this energy looks like. So the moment that she realizes, wait, money's leaking out like crazy because I'm not saying no to people because I have this internal desire to help people, but also that's hurting me right now. Like, she has to be able to step back from that and recognize what is for me and what is not for me. Now, if she went to a finance advisor, I can guarantee the finance advisor, not knowing much about human design, would say, Melissa, what you need to do is you need to save. What you need to do is you need to store. What you need to do is you need a 401k, or you need this, or you need this investments. And they would convince her to tie her money up. If Melissa did that, her energy, it's like I imagine a raisin. She would go from this beautiful full grape to just a raisin. And the reason why is because Melissa's not designed to hoard money. Melissa's designed to be the funnel and channel that money out to the community and the resources so everybody grows. Do you resonate with this at all?
Yeah. No, I want to take care of everybody. Like I don't know that, I mean, I don't talk about it necessarily, but we've got a lot of people on the team. I pay people really good money. I want to take care of everybody in the family. Like there's, you know, logically, it's like I want to be able to have a good amount of money in my bank account, but at the same time, I just love taking care of everybody. Like, you know, I'm working on my boundaries with it. In fact, I actually have a therapy session on Wednesday to talk about my boundaries, my boundaries around money and stuff. But yeah, no, I do desire, I want everyone to feel good. I want everyone to be taken care of. Like it's a big part of who I am.
Yeah. So it's like as she's working on moving out of the shadow of maybe people pleasing or giving too much, she has to keep in mind that there is still this desire to share with people. And she can't cut that off in sake of her bank account looking the way you know what I mean? Like somebody else tells her it needs to look at. So understanding these components are really, really important. Understanding what lights her up is really, really important. She has to understand what grounds her, what turns her power on. Her earth sign is in energy 19, which tells me that what grounds her is meeting people's wants and desires and needs. So when someone comes to her and says, I have this need, and she says, I have this thing to fulfill your need, that grounds Melissa's energy and turns on her superpower, which is mindfulness. And so it's like you see this repeated pattern in her energy of I need to give, I need to give, I need to give. Now, this is where it becomes rather challenging for her, is she has a completely open headspace and a completely open solar plexus. What this means is that Melissa takes on everybody's thoughts and amplifies them. She takes on everybody's emotions and amplifies them. She also has an undefined root center, which means she takes on other people's stress. Now, put this all together. I hear everybody's thoughts. I hear everybody's thought patterns. I feel everybody's emotions. I feel everybody's stress. Right now, as the queen, does it not give her valuable information to know what her community, what her kingdom is feeling and thinking and stressed out about? Absolutely. But if she doesn't have control over that, if she's letting that rule her life, she can very easily be manipulated through other people's thoughts or emotions or stress and make decisions to try and alleviate that person's stress or their negative thinking by throwing money at it, right? Instead of going, wait a minute, let me take a step back. I understand what my community is feeling, thinking, and stressed out about so that I can step in as the queen and find a long-term effective solution, not just throw things at it. We see this in king and queen dynamics. We see this with presidencies. We see this with leaders, right? Like a leader that hoards is never good, and a leader that wants to just give everything willy-nilly with no structure is not good. It's how can we find that balance of I'm supporting my people so that they have, I have, we have, right? Very, very cool. So one thing that I noticed inside of Melissa's voice is that she has activated 31, which is connected to a gate activated 7. And what this means is that the way Melissa leads is through I do, you watch. That's how
I do, we do, you do is how I call it.
Yeah. It's like so Melissa has what we call public figure energy. This is how she was designed to lead. Some people lead with structure, that we call those military leaders, right? Some people lead through, through patterns. She leads through influence. I'm the same way. This is very public figure energy. This is very like Kim Kardashian. I just put myself out there and you guys start doing whatever it is I'm doing. It's really important for Melissa to understand that people are going to mimic her. They're going to copy her. If you saw my post the other day about using the back door, it's even more important for Melissa to do things like that, because if she sees something that somebody else is doing, the best way she can influence them to do something different is go through the back door and do it herself, because people are constantly watching her and saying, I want to do what you're doing. I want to do what you're doing. I want to do what you're doing. This is also going to come into play with her business. It's brilliant that if she was designed to help other people build their businesses and then walk away from them, it's brilliant that she did it first. It's not by accident that she did it first. She does it first because that's the way she was designed to, so everybody else gets to watch and say, that's what I want to do as well. I know I can do it because Melissa does it. Melissa wants to lean into this when she's marketing. When she's marketing her stuff, whatever it is that she's selling, her offering, she wants to speak from that place of, I can lead you there. Let me show you how to do this. She also has this beautiful voice inside of her throat around remembering. This is around mindfulness, and this is actually Melissa's biggest superpower, is to be mindful. Be in the moment. Take a second and remember what it was like. So as Melissa starts to build, right? Like, one of the ways that the shadow could show up is she forgets. I forget what it's like to look at my bank account before I buy groceries. I forget what it's like today. Because once she's on the other side, she's like, girlfriend, it's as easy as believe it and it comes to you. It's as easy as embodiment. Money comes, money comes. If you've listened to her meditation, she's like, money's my friend. Money wants to come, right? And so those things are true and those things are powerful. But one of the things that can activate Melissa's influence even more is to speak from a space of, I remember what it was like. Like, I hear you and I remember what it was like. And when she can show up in a state of I remember instead of a space of I forget, and let me just tell you, what ends up happening is people can relate to her. They start to see themselves as Melissa, which then supports that 31 energy of I can do it because Melissa's done it before me. So this is Melissa as a business leader. What I see here is it's very big. It's very expansive. She's designed to talk to massive amounts of people. She's designed to hold money for like massive amounts of money. But I don't see it as a long-term one business. I see it as multiple. It's a, how do I help the people in my kingdom also become rich? So really cool stuff.
Yeah, I really do want to help other people. It is my desire to help other people to bring in as much money as they want to bring in, to whatever, in whatever form or fashion they want to do it.
And that's what's interesting. That's what led us here. Like, that's why we're on this call right now, is looking at this chart. We're going, holy crap. Melissa has so much potential to help other people take their thing and turn it into something big. Like, that's one of the magic energies that she has is she amplifies things. Right? So when somebody brings something to her, she can amplify it and make it so much more expansive, because she has that queen energy. Queen energies can just hold so much more than other people, especially when we talk about material things. Gate 45 is very much a material, it's about acquiring the materials and the resources. And so that's one of the reasons why we ended up on this call, right? Is because we're sitting here going, wait a minute, Melissa is so blessed in this area of looking at something and being able to see how it can turn into a business, being able to see how money can be used as a resource to get this person to where they want to go, to move past the limiting beliefs that we have inside of money, right? And she's also very business oriented. She can also lead people really well. Like, we see that inside of her chart. And then you have me, who's really well versed in the human design aspect. And like Melissa said, there's ways that you've been conditioned to use your energy that's actually stifling you. Like, Melissa as a manifestor, almost every single manifestor as a child was told, shut up, you're too loud, you're too opinionated, you're too big, make yourself small, make yourself small, make yourself small, right? And a manifestor's power turns on as they make themselves bigger. And that's, I mean, hello, if you've been following Melissa, like, pink hair, yellow hair, like, look at all the gold, like, the more, like, she's just, she's so bright, right? And she's a Leo. Like, it's just like tenfold how loud she can be. And she's been conditioned to not be loud. Like, she's been conditioned to be quiet. She's been conditioned to not use her voice. One of the things that I really saw shift for Melissa was when she stopped asking people and just started telling people. I'm going to hit $1,000 a day. I'm going to hit $2,000 a day. We're hitting $4,000 a day. We're hitting $5,000 a day. We're hitting six figures a day. We're doing this. You guys are signing up with this. Like, every single time she says, this is what we're doing, people go, yes. And the reason why they go yes is because the manifestors are designed. They have that ability to tell people this is the direction we're going, and people naturally follow as long as she's in her authority when she does that. So, looking at all these things actually brought us here to say, how do we use Melissa's magic and my magic together to help people? So if Melissa, you want to talk a little bit about that. My phone may die. I need to go grab my charger.
Yeah. So as I built my business, like everything that Sarah is talking about here, I would ask her, questions about, okay, I want to do this in my business, or, you saw me do this, like what's happening? Help me out with my human design. And she would just tell me what I needed to know about, the fact that, so like in human design, there's different like profile types. And just to like be clear, human design, like, you know, like you learn your enneagram, you learn your astrology, you learn your zodiac sign, you learn all these different things. Human design takes like a bunch of them and puts them into one system. And it's been the most comprehensive, complete, on the spot system that I have ever heard about, that I've tapped into. Every time she talks about something about what my design is, it's like spot on. And she even did a relationship comparison between David and I, and like how our relationships and how our energies work. And it's spot on. So, you know, I feel like it's so right now that people are desiring to leave their 9-to-5s, that people are desiring to do their own thing. And most of us don't have the right information on how to do that. Most of us will look at someone else and say, I got to do what she does. But let me tell you, if you're not my profile, if you're not a manifester, doing things the way I did it won't work for you. It'll burn you out. It'll stress you out, and nothing will go right. But if you do it how your profile says, then you're going to be in alignment with that. And one thing, my business coach that has been with me for a long time, Christine, actually did human design before, you know, she doesn't focus on it anymore. But that was part, like, as she was coaching me, she knew my profile tip. She knew this stuff. So like, this has been with me since the very beginning of my business, which is why I think it's been so utterly successful from the very beginning. I didn't have issues in building my business. It just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And we're just continuing to grow. There's been no like downsides to like what we're doing. And I think a big piece of that is understanding my human design, understanding the way that my energies work, and how I should speak and talk and function within my business according to my design. And sometimes it's a little scary because like it is going against the conditioning that we have. So like, again, like Sarah said, if you knew my childhood, I was the child always in trouble. I was always isolated. I was always put by myself. And a big reason for that is because I am a manifestor, because I am here to tell the world where it is we're going, what direction we're going in. I have a very big energy, and it was hard to accept that because my big energy has gotten me into so much trouble, has gotten me isolated before. So there was some parts that were uncomfortable having to face, but on the other side of that, there's been so much amazing success within my business and, you know, how I am as a person. And so I wanted to be able to, one, tap into, because when Sarah told me, she's like, you're meant to help other businesses grow. Like, you have so many things within your chart. And I have helped many people, you know, get started on their business and grow in their business. And I want to like turn that up. And I think it's so crucial that if you can understand your human design as you're building your business, so that you can build it in a way that's sustainable, you can build it in a way that feels good, and not build it in a way, like if you build it in a way, like you may have monetary success, but if you did it according to like other people's structures and other people's designs, it won't last, and or it will burn you the heck out. I would rather us build businesses where we feel good about what we're building. It feels energizing with what we're building. Like, there's certain profiles where you're not supposed to be doing certain things. Like for me, like Sarah told me one time, she's like, you're supposed to put out the idea, but you're not the one who's supposed to execute everything. Just put out the idea, let it go. Put out the idea, let it go. And that led to one of the reasons why I have such a big team on the Insurance Exam Queen, to let other people do stuff so that I can just sit back. It's not my desire necessarily to just have hordes of, like, I could still be exclusively running the business, you know, use some AIs for customer service emails or whatever, and then make all the money myself. But I don't desire to do that. I desire to help other people. I desire to, you know, get them to grow. So just these little shifts of different things that she's told me about my design, about my profile, has allowed me to grow this business in a way that feels good. It's not exhausting. It's not a struggle. The most exhausting and struggleless things has been breaking apart my conditioning, breaking apart the rules that other people told me I had to live by. So like, when you can, you know, learn your human design and see, oh, well, you're supposed to be using your energy this way, and when you begin doing it this way, everything will flow a lot easier. And then you begin doing it, you're like, holy crap, all this time I was trying so hard. I was like, I had to post 11 times on Instagram because that's what this other lady did, and that was the way that she made all her money. But if that's not your thing, that shouldn't be what you're doing. And everything too is like, everything that we do, it's not about what we do, it's the energy behind it. And if you know energies are in your body and what you can tap into the best, like it actually just makes everything a whole heck of a lot better. So Sarah and I have teamed up. We want to be able to offer to business builders. So this is for people who are ready, who either have a business or are ready to start their business right now, a serious business investor who is like, I want to start and or run my business in the most successful, ease, playful, fun way that I can. And we're going to be offering a group coaching program. There will be a spot for a one-on-one person as well. If you're like, I just want, like, I don't want to deal with anybody else's stuff. I want to go right to what it is that I need to know. And I want the best advice to be able to build my business. One, from an 8-figure business builder, and 2, from a person who can read my chart and totally understand my energies and my connections and my chakras and all. That's what Sarah does. So we want to do something. Now, we have not yet fully developed it. Part of my design is that I just got to put it out there and figure out what it is. So we are offering, what is that?
We both have spontaneous energy. It has to be like
now. In order to keep the energy going, I got to talk about it now. I got to get going with it now. And if I don't, it'll just die. So we wanted to come on, talk about this, share this information with you. We're going to continue to keep talking about this. But if you know right now, I am all in for knowing what my human design is as I build my business or as I keep my business going. If you know that you're all in for being able to build a business that allows you to function with ease and with flow, with knowing, you know, how to talk, you know, what ways are my energy, you know, how should I receive help here? Should I do this myself? You know, like whatever, all these different things that we don't even think about as we go to build a business. Instead of copying someone else's strategy, you've got to know your design. So if you're all in right now, we don't have the details. We are still fleshing it out. We are still figuring out what it is. But I know that as we build this program, what her and I are going to do together is going to be well over $2,000. So what I want to offer to you now is very, very much what I like to do. I like to go like so dirty cheap when you don't know anything, because it lights me the hell up, okay? So like my Mega Millions class, my Mega Millions is a 9-week transformational journey. We're coming to the end of it right now, and we've had some amazing results within the Mega Millions. We have a guy who's about to land $1 million contract. We have another guy who's sold a few houses as a first-time realtor. We have another woman whose paychecks have doubled and tripled at this point. And we've had all kinds of success in this Mega Millions. When I knew that I had something coming, I had no idea what it was. I just knew that there was something I had that was going to come out, that was going to be amazing for people. And I put out literally a mystery offer, $97. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, but it's $97. You can sign up for it. I'll tell you more details later. And I had about 12 people sign up. And then I sit down to figure out, okay, what is this Mega Millions? I allow it to come through. I end up writing 7 lessons, a 9-week program, meditations, integration exercises, this massively beautiful course that is incredible. And I started selling it for $888, and another 12 people signed up. So half the people paid $97 and the other half paid $888, and everyone was happy with what they paid. And in fact, what is so funny to me, and she might be on the live here now, is a woman had messaged me and she goes, I really, really want to get into your Mega Millions. And I'm like, girl, listen to, because I actually made a meditation where you can listen that will help you bring in magic money from anywhere. And it's on my YouTube channel, Melissa May Dillon. It's like a 5-minute audio, and Sarah had to listen to it today too. But it's a 5-minute audio about just bringing magic money in. I said, listen to this audio. Good. I was like, listen to this audio. It'll help you bring in magic money. If you're meant to be in the Mega Millions, you will be. You know, listen to this meditation. She goes, okay, I'm listening to it. I'm so excited. I know somehow, some way, I'm going to get the $888. Like, I can't wait. And then, so she's like ready and eager to buy my $888 program. And then she goes, by the way, what happened to that $97 offer? So let me just get this clear. She paid $97 for an offer of mine, never heard not one thing about it, and then was eager to sign up for my $888 program. That, first of all, is just hilarious to me, okay? So she had no idea. So I go, honey, I said the $97 offer turned into the Mega Millions. And she goes, what? She's like, I'm in. She's like, I just won the lottery. So Laura, she's here. Laura, that was like so crazy to me that you were like, I bought something from you. I never heard anything, and I want to buy the next thing from you for even more.
She's like, where do I
So she ended up, yeah. Yeah, so like sign up now. It's going to be absolutely epic and amazing what we are building here. And I cannot wait. Like I truly, now is the time. And there is this astrological explanation about how old systems are dying. It's very likely that many people will actually begin to lose their 9-to-5s because old corporate structures are actually dying. And so now is the perfect time to get into building your own business and figuring it out. If you don't even like, I promise you, we all have a way of bringing in money in a way that we desire to bring in money. And even if you don't know what it is, we will help you uncover what it is, especially when you start operating in your design. Mm-hmm. So when you begin knowing and understanding your energies, when you begin understanding your chart, when you begin understanding the way in which you're designed to operate in this world, what it is that you want to do to bring in money will actually show up for you. And if you still don't know and you're like, I just want something, we have an insurance opportunity that we can set you up for. So like if you're like, I want to be able to run my own business and I don't know exactly what I'm doing, like there are so many things we can plug you into. But anyway, for those of you who are like, I know that I want to do my own thing, I have a business or I want to start a business and I want to do it starting easy without doing a lot of different things and tactics and strategies that won't work for you. The whole time I built my business, I had access to Sarah to tell me this stuff. The whole time I was creating my 8-figure brand, you know, she was letting me know, like, you need this, you need that, talk like this, market yourself like this, advertise like this. And it's allowed me to build it so quickly, so fast. You know, eight figures in 3 years. That's the value of my business. Less than 3 years, honestly. But like, that's how amazing it gets to be. And I remember Sarah like laughing because the first month I made $220. You're like, no way. Now it's like I make $220 in like a minute. So if you're all in and you're like, and you don't need details, if you just know that you're lined up for my magic, right now the Sarah and me combo is available for $497. This will be going up to somewhere near 2,000 plus once we release the details. We haven't created any branding for it. We haven't created the schedule for it. We haven't exactly mapped and outlined the class, but we know we bring the freaking magic. So we wanted to be able to get it to those. We wanted to build the excitement for it for us, because if we sat and tried to do all of that without talking about it, it would have died. My energy is like, I got to start talking about it right away. I got to start playing in it right away. I got to start sharing it right away. And that's why like the Mega Millions became this amazing, beautiful thing, because even though I didn't know what it was, I sold it. And that should be evidence to you. That should be evidence to you that you can do anything you want to do. I had no idea what it was, and people signed up to pay for it. People were like, yes, if Melissa's doing it, I want it. Like, that's the energy that I sold my program in. And there were people who happily paid $97 and people who happily paid $888 for the same exact thing. And so if you don't want to have to pay $2,000 later, sign up for the $497 now. I don't know if I can drop the link. And I tell you right now, I don't know when it's going to go up. I don't know when we're going to release the branding. I do know one thing is that it is starting in January. So we do have that. So by January for sure, and if not already, like in the middle of December, it's gonna go up to the 2,000. And honestly, even if you decide to wait until it's 2,000, that's perfect. Like if there was a program I wanted, and it was like, buy it today and get it for a year, and I'm like, well, I can't buy it today, but I'm okay paying the full amount and getting it only for 6 months, because it doesn't matter. Like, what's meant for me cannot be taken from me. And it's in alignment with what I need. Like, I don't ever want to make anyone feel pressured to buy anything. Mm-hmm. I just want you to feel excited to buy something. So if this is for you, you can sign up for it now. I think I can drop the link on my page or in this chat. I'm trying to pull it up on my computer. I think, okay, yeah, I can get it in the chat right now. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link. Right now, this link works for $497. But again, as we create the branding, as we create the marketing, as we release more details, this price will go up. Now, this is also the first time that Sarah and I are talking about it. We do plan to have more conversations around human design and doing a business. And I believe Sarah is even going to be doing a business reading with someone.
Yes. So if you've never actually seen like what a human design business reading looks like, I have a friend who, in the spirit of what's going on, was just let go from her job, even though she thought she had stability. And luckily for her, she already had a passion. She just never put the energy towards it because the job was sucking the life out of her. So now that she was let go, it's a perfect opportunity for her to branch out and start her business. So she's already done so much legwork in running this business just in the last couple of weeks. So I reached out to her, and she is game for me going live and doing the reading so that you guys can look at what you could expect, the information that you could expect to receive, the wisdom that you're expecting to receive by sitting down and doing one of these, and how it actually looks in real life, and how you can implement what it is that you learn about your design into your business. So we're going to be able to do that over the next couple of weeks so that you guys have a chance to see that live.
Yeah. And like I said, we don't have a set schedule for how all of this is going down. So if you're interested in this, just pay attention to my page, Sarah's page. More information will be released as we go. As we build this, as we, I'm so super excited for, like, even when Sarah reminds me about what's in my chart about helping people build their businesses, it lights me up so friggin' much. So I'm so super excited. Now, Catherine, you said I can't afford. Listen to the Magic Money audio on my YouTube channel. So I'll see if I can drop the link for that as well. But many people, I had a handful of people who told me they wanted to get in on my 88 Magic Mega Millions course. And they didn't have the money for it, but they wanted it. And I said, good, listen to the Magic Money meditation, and it will bring in the money that you need to be able to buy it. And a handful of people, that exactly happened. And it was like literally like the amount they needed, exactly around the amount they needed to be able to get into the Magic Money course. So if you're like, I want this, but I don't have the $500, don't worry about how. Simply listen to my audio meditation and allow the money to come in from the most random, craziest, cool, awesomest places. Sarah sent me a video today where a guy bought a busted used couch from a Goodwill store, and it had $400,000 in it. Somebody had literally stuffed their couch cushions with cash. That guy died, and then the couch got donated to Goodwill, and then they found $400,000 in the cash cushion. The cash, they are cash cushions. Couch cushions. So money can come from anywhere, anytime, any place. I mean, I've gotten random checks in the mail. There was one time I got a $700 check from a loan that was like 10 years old, and they're like, we recalibrated the loan that you paid, and there was an error, so here's $700. And I'm like, what the hell? So allow yourself to be able to receive magic money from anywhere, any source, and you can listen to that meditation to activate that. And if it's meant for you, it will be yours. I don't doubt that at all. So even if you don't get in on this round, like, it's okay. Continue to follow Sarah and I. Continue to learn from us. Do your own homework on human design, and trust that what's meant for you will be for you, and that you will get it. Again, I never want to pressure anybody to feel like they have to get it now. I just know right now it's cheaper, and it'll be a little bit more not so cheap. I don't like to use the word expensive, but this is the lowest price it will be offered at. It will only go up from here, and the value is going to be immense. I will tell you that Sarah and I both are still actually working through some of our worthiness things, and I know there are women in my position who actually sell courses for $10,000. I'm not there yet. I will be. I'm going to therapy on Wednesday to work on some of my money blocks. So this course could be $5,000 the next time we talk.
And I just want to point out, like, the realness of this, and how even though me and Melissa are still working on deconditioning some of the things that we see showing up in our chart, we are still living happy, successful, fulfilling lives. I think a lot of people are under this impression that I cannot be happy until I clear all my old trauma. I can't be happy until I know whatever, right? And it's like, no, that's available to you right now. And the only reason why you don't feel happy with where you are right now is because you're living in the mask of being a person that you've been conditioned to be, instead of being a person that you were designed to be. There's like this liberation that comes from healing your human design and being like, wait a minute, there's a reason why I'm like that. I will never, ever, ever forget the way I just burst into tears when I read in my human design that I will do anything I can to gain attention from other people. And I'm designed that way because I need eyes on me to do what it was that I was called to do in this world. And so if in the shadow though, that looked like a pick me, like, let's be honest. Like, it was constant. Somebody validate me. Somebody look at me. Somebody listen to me, right? And once I realized that there's no shame, there's no guilt in me wanting to be seen. I want to be seen because there's something I have for people. I want to be able to share that. And once I was able to let go of all that guilt and shame, I felt so seen when I read that, because I was like, wait, I've heard my whole life that you're a horrible person if you want attention from other people. And there's part of my design that's actually in conflict with that. That's a hermit. My main personality is to hide. And so that was, again, another conflict in me of like, I feel like I need to hide. And yet at the same time, I really want attention, right? And so just learning more about my human design allowed me to really see myself as the beautiful person that I was designed to be, and to let go of some of this like weirdness that we have around like, I can't have a good life, or I can't live in my fulfillment until something heals or I fix things because of what I've done in my past, right? So it's such a beautiful, liberating experience to go through this.
100%. Same for me. I mean, when I began learning about what a manifestor is and what we're here to do and how we meant to operate, it was terrifying and so liberating, so liberating. It was terrifying to go against all the ways in which people tried to make me feel small and quiet, and like you call it, my Karen face when I had long hair and looked like a teacher. Kate
had 8 or whatever the hell that thing was called.
Yeah, I am growing my hair out a little bit though. Like I'm ready for something a little bit different. But I'm meant to be loud and proud, and like Sarah said, the gold. I actually was bothered that I forgot to put my necklace on. I take it off because the baby just grabs at it all the time. But honestly, if the baby wasn't grabbing at my jewelry all the time, I probably look like a rapper with all the gold jewelry that I wear. I'd have diamonds in my teeth if I could. Like, there will be a day where I'm gonna have.
It's such a queen thing to do. Like, you see all these like old pharaohs and queens, and they're like buried in all this gold, and I'm like, of course Melissa has queen energy. Like, she's like, yeah, I don't have that. I have the cheapskate energy. I have the other side of the channel, which is very frugal and likes to reuse things. And again, like, the beauty of that, we're all designed in a certain way so that we balance it all out, and we get to experience all these things, and there's no right or wrong way. For the longest time, I felt like there was something wrong with me because I wasn't excited about, becoming a billionaire, right? But what lights me up is seeing people move into a state of joy. And for a lot of people, money is connected to joy. So, this just gets to be really awesome. I'm really, really excited for this.
And I think a lot of us are seeking permission because that's what we've been conditioned to do. Especially as a school teacher, it was always required. You have to raise your hand before you say anything and get permission from an authority. And I can tell you that understanding your human design gives you that permission. It gives you a way of operating in the world that feels so good, so fulfilling, and lights up other people. And it honestly, it has given me permission to step more fully into myself. And that's a bad thing. You're so into yourself. Yeah, I am so into myself. I am the only one living my life. I'm the only one in this body. I'm the only one with this energy. And the more that I know how I operate, how I work, how I function, the better I can make the entire planet. Like, we're all here to live our unique, authentic expression, and our design is a big part of that. And if you don't know how you're designed to be, you weren't given this information. Like, this should be taught in schools. We should all walk around with a little thing that says I'm a manny-gen, or I'm whatever, so that we can all know, how it is that we operate with one another, because it really is our superpower. We were not taught that we have superpowers. We were not taught that we have, special abilities. All of that was taken from us so that certain people can be in power, and those power structures are actually falling apart.
Yeah,
so much falling apart is about to happen. And I don't think people really realize what's about to go down in the world in terms of these corporate structures and the way things that are set up. It's going to be a whole new world that we are living in. And I'm here to usher people into that, and to usher people into brand new ways of making money in the most simplest, easiest ways that lights them up. And that's what we're moving towards. So again, right now it's $497 for this, which is honestly probably too low already as it is.
Now
but I'd like to
laughing. I'm like, it's too low. It's too low. We should.
Right?
Melissa was trying to convince me of this earlier, and I was like, the 21 gate in me is really feeling like. She's like, no. Queen says $500.
Yeah. So right now it's $497. I dropped the link in the comment section. Again, we will be having more of these conversations so that you can join in. We will be releasing more details, more dates, more times. But as we do that, the price will raise. So if you know that you're in for this magic and you want to figure it out and you don't yet have the money in your account, go listen to that magic money meditation where money can just come in from any and all sources that will help you be able to get it. And then even if you're like, I can't get at the $497, keep listening to the Magic Money audio because maybe you manifest like $5,000 to be able to get it when it's at the $2,000 price. Like, who knows? If you're all in for this, trust, know, feel like you already have it, and what's meant for you cannot be taken from you. So thank you so much, Sarah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, something just landed for me, and I just want to make sure I share this. So one time I wanted to take a course, and it was to propel my business forward. And I did not have the funds for it. And I reached out and asked clients if they would, what is that called? Sponsor me and put something towards me taking the class. And then in exchange, they ended up being able to get something from me. And I did this idea came to me one night and I did it. And I ended up raising all the money that I needed for the course from 3 people within like 10 hours. And for some reason, my brain just said, please share this. So I don't know if there's somebody out there where if you're somebody who already has something built and you can go to your investors and say, hey, I'm about to take this to the next level. Will you invest in me? That might be a viable option for someone on the phone as well.
Yeah, Sarah, I'm one of the people Sarah came to. She said, I want to learn more about human design and how it functions in your business. And I said, perfect, because I want to know more about human design and how it functions in my business. So I actually paid a good portion of whatever that was.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who wants to know every single thing about every single thing. I want to know what matters to me. And so if you have people that, ask you for information or lean on you for support or whatever, and you're like, hey, I will go take this class, I will receive the information, and then I'll come back and distill it for you, and you could sponsor my way, then absolutely, there's no wrong way to go. I mean, don't steal it from anybody, but there's so many creative different ways. And that's why the Magic Money Meditation is so important, is because it releases your expectation of how I have to receive the money. If you can let go of the how I have to receive the money and I must think myself through it, you actually open your doors to way more magic money coming in. That's the whole point of magic money. It's like magic money is the idea of like, you have like having a baby. A woman, you have one night of fun, and then 9 months later, a whole fully formed, developed baby is there. You didn't have to do anything for it. Like, yeah, you ate and you took care of yourself, but you didn't do anything extra. You didn't be like, today I have to make sure the bone grows. Today their nose is coming in. Like, you don't have to know every single thing or be a part of every single thing. It just gets to be magic. And that's what magic money is. So listen to that meditation, sign up. If you have any questions, let us know. And again, more and more information will be released. I don't have the next date of when we're talking about it, but if you pay attention to our pages and stuff, then we'll be able to learn more. Eventually, I'll send some emails about it as we get some branding going and all the things. But again, the price will raise as we do that. So if you're in now, jump in now. But if not, again, what's meant for you will be available to you. And you can certainly also manifest the $2,000 price ticket when it gets to that point, and maybe even $5,000 after I have my therapy on Wednesday. I don't know. I'm not going to limit myself.
Yeah. Panic attack over here. I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for joining us. Was there any questions? Did we have any questions? I don't think so.
I don't think I saw any questions.
Okay.
I'm fully in. I was waiting for the link to connect the dots. I don't think I saw any questions specifically, but lots of people loving on it.
I just
yeah.
On the link, I like the website or the little page. I was like,
yeah, I have fancy people taking care of stuff.
Oh, I thought you did it. You're like, I outsourced that. Such a queen. All right, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Have an amazing day. Bye.